Hello everybody, my name is Tuomas Nieminen, and today I was thinking of going through my open class car from the 128 World Championship race in Belgium. So this car was working really well, and I finished first in qualification, and also I managed to win the first and second finals and the title. And one thing that has bothered me a bit, there's not that many good videos about mini RC cars in the YouTube. So, and also the lack of instructions and tip and tricks sort of tutorials, or how do you wanna say it. So I was thinking of sharing my few of my tips and tricks and my thoughts on the setup and the things that I've sort of put into this car. The body, this is McLaren C12 auto scale body, and it's quite stock. This body has been used a lot and raised a lot, so it has taken quite a lot of punishment already. And the window, it's 0.2 millimeter thick Lexan window, so it reduces the weight about 3 to 4 grams, and it's a good place to reduce weight. So the top, it gets lighter and you get the overall center of gravity lower. Then from the rear, I've cut this open a bit, so not all the way here, but just a bit to aid the airflow here. And the front, I have got, there's a, if I remember right, there is a splitter here, and I ground that off completely. So as you can see, and why I did that, well, it's very important that when you hit the RCP wall, you don't want to snag it like this, so you just want to bounce it off. And I think the McLaren body is one of the best bodies regarding the wall handling. For the wing, this time I was running a really aggressive downforce, so this is actually my own design. So it's 84 millimeter wide wing, and I would say the height of the car is, I'll try to measure it for you. It's about 52 millimeters. So the rules say that the maximum is 55, so there would be still some room to make the car a bit higher, but I think this is, well, that's enough already. And what I can say about this rear wing, it is not just for show. You really should, if you haven't tested the big rear wing, you should test it, because the side plates and the aerodynamics, everything, they really make the car a lot easier to drive, and they give you that additional stability and confidence in the car, so you can push to the limit with, well, yeah, you just trust the car more. And also, if you have a medium grip or low grip situation, then you also notice that you get really a lot more rear grip. And of course you always want to maximize the rear grip, because in two-wheel drive car I think you can never have enough rear grip. Yeah, well, maybe the overall weight of the car, so I ended up with 171 grams with the batteries installed, so not very light. And I consider that the weight should be around 170 to get the car enough stable. I have had, well, if you just want to go for super fast lap times, then you can maybe have the car 150, 160 grams. But for race, I at least find that I need to be around 170, and it always gives me the best results. Then for the tires, Rear I was using Marka V1-10, so that's the choice for everybody nowadays. And the rims are, it's 21mm rim, and it has not been trued anyway, so I just glue the tire there and then I drive it in on the track and in the car, so I don't make it any smaller. I just try to keep it as big as possible. And in the front I'm using, I was using Marka V1-20 tires with super glue edge, and we can check the size. So after the race I'm at 21.5 about. So I made these tires before the race and I drove through the training and qualification and on the finals with these, and they were 22 when I started, so I lost 0.5 millimeter of thread. And we can also measure the rears. So the rears are at, yeah, they are a bit over 25, a little lower. Yeah, so I wanted to show the body from the inside. And I'm using JRP body clips. And as you can see, they are angled a bit like this. But once you install it on the car, the clips will straighten out, and it will also give you a nice tension on the body, so the body keeps really well, stays really well on the car. So I always use some additional help to keep the body on the car, because again I saw that a lot of drivers were losing their bodies, and there's really simple tip to help the body stay on. So you will use this, I don't know how you say it in English, but this stuff that you normally use to put paper on the wall, or in Finland we call it sinitarra. And you just take a bit of it and you shove it in here like this. That's maybe a bit too much, but you just put it there, and then also on the other body clip. And I also use sometimes small piece here, but with this JRB body clip it's not necessary. I have found it, well, it's just if you want to be fully confident that the body doesn't come off, you can also put there. And if you're using a stock body clips in front, I highly recommend. So this is maybe one of the most important upgrades for your racing, because, well, every time you lose a body you will lose, I say, 5 to 10 seconds, and that's something that is not that easy to gain just by driving or with the setup of the car. So I highly recommend that everybody make sure that the body stays on, and this is a really simple and easy way to be sure of that. And also you can see that I've strengthened the body a bit here. So this is carbon fiber and impregnated with super glue. So it just makes the body a bit stiffer in this direction, because the McLaren without this, it is quite flexible. So just to add a bit additional stiffness there. And also the lamps, I don't use the inner part here, I just glue the outer plastic there, and to save a bit of weight. Yeah, and I also like to round off these corners a bit, just for safety, so you don't snag on the RCP when you corner, or if there's a big difference between the height of the seams in the track. Okay, and now on to the chassis itself. So this is a JRP version 2 chassis, so low profile, and I could maybe show the ground clearance. I'll try to show it like this. I was running about bit over 1 millimeter in front ground clearance and a bit more in the rear, as you can see. And you don't need it that lot, especially the track in Belgium. It was really smooth, so you can drive even you can use even less, but I usually like to keep it over 1 millimeter for additional for the bump handling, and the car just feels a lot smoother like that. And the front suspension, this is wide front, so I was using -0.5 rims, and the springs, they are from a Kyosho set, Kyosho soft spring set. I tested the whole set, so it's a kit of 5 springs, and I found out that these green ones, they were the best for me in modified, and also if you want to go a bit stiffer, the orange ones, they were also a good choice. And tow bar, I'm running a 3D printed tow bar that gives well, slight tow out, as you can see. I normally like to run almost 0 or just slight tow out, so not like this, like some guys are doing. And then here inside it's a stock servo gears. Only the servo motor gear, it is the stock is, I think it's 8 tooth or something, so this has 11 tooths. So this has 11 tooth pinion on the motor, because the whole servo motor is a bit lower in this chassis to reduce the center of gravity, and also all the servo plates they are also 3D printed. So mostly everything in the front is 3D printed, except of course for the knuckles. These are Reflect Racing knuckles, and I drilled and tapped a hole there, so there's a small screw to keep it on the kingpin. And as you can see, I'm using of course the reverse kingpin setup for maximum smoothness. And as you can see, well, you cannot feel it, but it is really smooth. And then moving from the front, the transponder, it is integrated inside the chassis. So you can see here is only the transponder LED, and the transponder itself it's down here inside the chassis. So this gives the chassis a really clean look, and it's really low profile. I could try to measure it. So it's about 18.5 millimeters only from here. So really low profile. I like it. And my camera setup, it's not that perfect. I constantly need to adjust it. So sorry for that. And yeah, then moving on to the rear. So here I have this. This is the PN top shock with white spring. I don't know what spring this is. It's from some, I think it's a PN low profile front spring for the stock front suspension. But this is a PN side shock. This is from PN side shock spring set. So it's the purple one, and we found that this is almost perfect for all the 98 millimeter cars running this side shock setup with the central pivot here. So it gives just perfect stiffness to the rear suspension. And the side shocks, I'm running on small atomic shocks. I think these are from Minizid buggy kit, but these were used in the AMG, at least I think. And the springs are atomic springs. They are from Atomic SAS kit, if I remember right. There are 3 springs, so there's the green and the red and the black one, and these are the green ones. So I think they are the stiffest out of that kit. And for grease, in all of these I'm using Kyosho 15,000 gear diff grease. So I think that's about perfect for all of these movements. Sometimes in some cars I use a mix of 5,000 and 15,000 here, or just 5,000 if the track is really bumpy. But on smoother tracks I found that 15,000 is just perfect. And it was this time too. And then you can see the wires. I actually tested a bit different wire layout here. So this is something that I have not seen nobody else do. So the idea is that when the rear is moving, the wires would prevent the movement as little as possible. So as you can see, if you look at it, I'll do like this. The wires are not moving at all almost, and also from side to side. It's a bit hard to see, but I just wanted to put them like this because I want to have as little interference as possible from these wires. And this seems to work quite well, and as you can see I'm using quite thick wire here. And the rear pod, this is I don't know what version, maybe version 7 or 6 3D printed pod with I'm using a PN Racing 7,500 brushless motor. And the diff, this is I think this is X-Power diff normal. So I think the X-Power diff is a copy from a PN diff, so basically it's the same. And the gears, I'm running a 106 tooth spur gear, and it's 23 pinion, and I think that's just about perfect gear ratio for this big 25mm rears. And the diff, I try to keep it as loose as possible without slipping. So it is too loose if you notice it slipping. It doesn't matter if it slips a bit, but if you notice it slipping, then it's too loose, and if you can't get off the line. This is for safety feature, because I've lost many races because I've stripped these gears, but I find that I want to use them anyway because the feel you get from the car with these gears, it's so much smoother, and it just feels so much better that I'm willing to take the risk. And that's why I'm using the diff to be sort of a fuse, so the diff slips first before I lose any gears. And also I set the gear mesh. I use quite a lot of time to do that, and I just normally set it by ear. So I loosen these screws, and then I tighten the motor against the spur gear, and I just give it some throttle, and then I first put it too tight, and then I just turn it so that it loses the sort of, you can hear, you know, if you have done it. So when you start to lose the really screeching sound and get in the range of where it starts to be smooth, then that's it then, and don't do it anymore. And then also one thing that I check is I move this spur gear a bit like this, and just test that it is not binding, because if it's too tight you can feel it here. Yeah, I think what else to say? There are so many things. Yeah, well, this is also one thing. So I've put some weight down here below. So this is about 2.5 grams, and I guess this is about 3 to 4 grams to make the center of gravity a bit lower. Yeah, one thing I also like to do with this and all my other chassis too is that nowadays I try to keep these screws a bit loose, so you don't add any tweak to the rear. So you can, I try to show it, but you can show it. It's basically a hinge now. So if you tighten this up, now you can see it's not moving. I just loosen it just a bit. Yeah, just like that. So it's moving around a bit. So in the beginning I was talking that I would give a few top tips. So my 3 top tips that I focus on always. Number 1, it's the tires. Don't skip out on the preparations. Use fresh glue, glue them carefully, clean the grease and all the stuff out from the rims and the tires before you do it, and just take the time. I know it takes quite some while to make this properly, but if you skip on the preparation here, it doesn't matter what you do with the rest of the car, because these are the only 4 things that basically can make the car go straight and fast and corner fast and everything. And if you have a bad case of gluing or whatever on the tire prep side, it just, well, you know it. It's about 90% or even more of the car is the tire prep. And then the second thing, it's the bearings. You want to have all the bearings. You want to have everything smooth. So don't skip out on those. So make sure that all the bearings are running smoothly and you have enough play everywhere so that nothing's binding and everything should be clean as possible. So what I do usually, I just, before a big race, I just take everything out and change all the bearings to new ones, because it's a quite cheap fix and it has such a huge effect on the car. And also maybe number 3, it's anything that moves, be it the simple ball joint or the wires or the gears or whatever, or the front suspension, whatever. Just make sure that everything is moving as smoothly as possible, and avoid, if there's any binding, these cars don't work. So you need to take the time. It takes a lot of time. I've maybe used 6-7 hours in this car just to make sure that everything is perfect, starting from each of these ball joints and everything. So just make sure that it's all smooth. Thank you.